Hello and welcome back to Man v Film. It is August already and I have 10 fantastic movies that you can watch this month. And you know what? Let's just dive straight into these terrific films. Number 10, Moneyball. Oakland A's general manager Billy Beane is handicapped with the lowest salary constraint in baseball. If he ever wants to win the World Series, Billy must first find a competitive advantage. Billy is about to turn baseball on its ear when he uses statistical data to analyse and place value on the players he picks for the team. Moneyball is a terrific movie and it's not really about baseball but more about statisticians and how they can use that in various forms in different avenues throughout the world. And we get this character of Billy Beane who's not interested in the players or their history but simply what he can do on the field and what is the percentage of that actually happening. And he builds a full team while ruffling the feathers of all these people who are used to working a particular way, and he kind of shakes up the system, and it's done through a terrific performance by Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill, who does pretty well as well. But it's a captivating story and one of those movies that's completely rewatchable. And even if you're not a baseball fan like me, I'm not really into that, this movie offers so much more than just that. Number 9, The Villainess. Raised by gangsters and trained from a tender age to be a pitiless machine of death and destruction, an unequalled assassin Spook He is finally captured. With the promise of a brand new life, she is recruited by a nefarious intelligence agency as a sleeper agent that will be allowed to be free after a full decade of service. However, this is easier said than done. The Villainess is a lot like La Femme Nikita, and it is bookended by these unbelievably fantastic action set pieces. The one at the end goes places that I didn't expect and just keeps building on this terrific action. And the story, although it feels a little bit familiar, it has these vicious, violent action set pieces that are a thing of beauty if this is the kind of thing that you love. I think the story is interesting enough, but it is those wild action set pieces at both the start and particularly the end that are just jaw-dropping and fantastically filmed, staged and executed and well worth checking out. Number 8, Trick. On Halloween night in 2015, Patrick Trick Weaver massacred his classmates at a costume party. After being arrested, he managed to escape police custody, but not before being shot 5 times by Detective Mike Denver. Everyone believes Trick must be dead, but when a masked killer reappears the following Halloween, and every Halloween after that, they realise the nightmare is not over. This is a particularly violent slasher movie, and if you want to go into this looking for good gore and bloodlust, you are going to find some fantastic practical action set pieces within this that really give the slasher subgenre a great new villain. Unfortunately, there's a few elements within the story that I never quite latched onto, but if you're looking for a movie to just disengage the brain, have some good scares and some terrific violent explosions within this movie, this is the kind of slasher movie that you're probably going to enjoy. Number 7, The Old Guard. Led by a warrior named Andy, a covert group of tight-knit mercenaries with a mysterious inability to die have fought to protect the mortal world for centuries. But when the team is recruited to take on an emergency mission and their extraordinary abilities are suddenly exposed, it is up to Andy and Niall, the newest soldier, to join their ranks to help the group eliminate the threat of those who seek to replicate and monetize their power. I wanted to love The Old Guard. I could never quite get there because the story was a little bit overfamiliar and a little bit formulaic. Still, you get Charlize Theron, you get some really fun action set pieces, you get some characters that I would have liked to have seen expanded in other fashions, and although the movie is at best average, it's still a good curiosity and a decent enough Netflix movie to recommend. Number 6, Hot Fuzz. Top London cop PC Nicholas Angel is good. Too good. and to stop the rest of his team looking bad, he is reassigned to the quiet town of Sandford. He's paired with Danny Butterman, who endlessly questions him on the action lifestyle. Everything seems quiet for Angel, until two actors are found decapitated. It's called an accident, but Angel just isn't going to accept that, especially when more and more people turn up dead. Hot Fuzz is the second part of the Cornetto trilogy and is incredibly fun. This time the guys Simon Pegg, Nick Frost and Edgar Wright are aping action comedies, but it's a loving homage to those kind of movies, as well as the kind of cult exploitation of the 70s. The satanic panic is all rolled into this. You get wonderful characters, hilarious one-liners, and just a great idea and execution of a wonderful tale. Hot Fuzz is just incredibly infectious. It's a movie that if you haven't seen, you're going to be quoting days after it and enjoying it. And if you have seen it, time to watch it again? I think so. Number 5. Spring Breakers. Brit, Candy, Cotty and Faith have been best friends since grade school. They live together in a boring college dorm and are hungry for adventure. All they have to do is save enough money for a spring break to get their shot at having some real fun. A serendipitous encounter with a rapper, Alien, promises to provide the girls with the thrills and excitement they could hope for. Harmony Korine's fantastically oddball movie is one of these films you're probably going to either love or hate. I really like it. I love the idea behind this character of Alien, and I think James Franco puts in another fantastic, memorable performance, and the idea of these girls being corrupted by spring break into doing something that they would never have dreamed of, in this case robberies. Bikini clad, ski mask wearing robberies is incredibly infectious, vibrant with its neon colours, and just a really unique and different kind of film. Number 4, Unfriended, Dark Web. The story about a teen who comes into possession of a new laptop and finds that it may have been stolen. He discovers the previous owner may be watching every move he makes and will do anything to get it back. I quite liked Unfriended. The movie was pretty good for the most part, but kind of lost its way in the final third. I feel that the second one, Unfriended Dark Web, really has some sure footing about the way it's telling its story. It's not supernatural this time. It is nefarious characters manipulating the characters we see on screen. And it's wonderfully set up, and it has this great execution, this great feeling of threat and terror to these group of characters who you actually come to like through their interactions, and it's just a really thrilling, wonderful story. One that kind of amps you up for a part 3. Number 3, The Green Mile. Paul Edgecombe walked the mile with a variety of cons. He's never encountered anyone like John Coffey, a massive man convicted of brutally killing a pair of young sisters. Coffey had the size and strength to kill anyone, but not the demeanour. Beyond his simple, naive nature and a deathly fear of the dark, Coffey seems to possess a supernatural gift. Paul began to question whether Coffey was truly guilty of murdering these two girls. Frank Darabont's The Green Mile is a wonderful tale, and it's one that I almost forget how good it is until I'm revisiting it. It has a wonderful cast. It's a really touching story at the heart of it. That is just, well, it's really affecting. It's got some wonderful side characters as well, as Sam Rockwell comes in and just steals every scene that he is in, and it's just a marvellous movie. If it's one, again, that you haven't checked out in the longest while, this deserves a rewatch. It is marvellous. And all those wonderful performances. That wonderful story needs to be revisited again and again. Number 2, Searching. After David Kim's 16-year-old daughter goes missing, a local investigation is opened and a detective is assigned to the case. But 37 hours later, without a single lead, David decides to search the one place no one has looked yet, where all the secrets are kept, his daughter's laptop. Much like Unfriended, this is another story that's told all through a computer screen, and there is some kind of leaps in logic in this one, but it's really fun and it's a different kind of tale. It is a detective thriller told through these screens as the father is researching all this information about his daughter that he never knew, as he's offered up this surprising information about this family member that seems to have had a different kind of side he didn't know about. The interactions with the police officer trying to get to the bottom of this mysterious disappearance. It is really quite effective, really quite thrilling, and has a wonderful performance by John Cho. Number 1, BLACKKLANSMAN. It's the early 70s and Ron Stallworth is the first African American detective to serve in the Colorado Springs Police Department. Determined to make a name for himself, Stallworth bravely sets out on a dangerous mission: infiltrate and expose the Ku Klux Klan. BLACKKLANSMAN is wonderful. It takes these horrible figures and it puts them against this terrifically charismatic character in the form of Ron, who just doesn't see any problem with trying to instigate himself into the Ku Klux Klan until he remembers that in fact he probably can't. Gets the help of Adam Driver's character to come and help him, and together they create a wonderful team. It's richly funny, it's pertinent, it has themes that never seem to die, unfortunately, and it's just told in such a fantastic stylistic manner by Lee. Really a terrific movie. If you missed out in the cinema, now's the time to check this one out. There we have it. I hope you find something in amongst those 10 movies that you really want to check out, or something that just makes you excited about being a film fan. Of course, if there's something I have missed off my list, or something that you think should have been on it, let me know in the comment box below and I may check it out and it might make it onto my list next month. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.